In the world of relationships, there is a loud exit and then there is a heavy exit. Most men, when they feel undervalued or disrespected, make the mistake of leaving with a lot of noise. They argue, they explain, they blame, and they try to force the woman to understand the pain she caused. But because they leave with so much energy, they actually leave the woman feeling empowered. She sees his anger as a sign that she still controls him, and she uses his outburst as a reason to justify her own behavior. But then, there is the other kind of exit. This is the masculine withdrawal that is silent, absolute, and final. It is the moment a man simply realizes that the value he provides is no longer being reciprocated, and he quietly removes himself from the equation. When a man leaves like this, he doesn't leave behind an argument, he leaves behind a vacuum. And it is in this vacuum that the emotional collapse begins to take hold of her mind. In the olden days, a man's exit was often physical. He moved to another town, joined a different tribe, or simply vanished into the wilderness of his work. There was no way to check in on him. This total severance meant that the woman had to deal with the immediate reality of his absence. But in recent times, we've created a soft exit culture. We break up, but keep each other on social media. We stop dating, but still reply to the occasional text. This prevents the emotional collapse from ever happening because she still feels your presence in her pocket. She hasn't truly lost you. She has just moved you to a different category. To trigger the collapse, the exit must be total. It must be the silent goodbye we've talked about before. When you truly disappear, when your likes, your views, and your replies hit zero, the reality of the loss finally begins to set in. Connected to this is the specific timeline of the female emotional collapse. It rarely happens the day you leave. In the beginning, she might feel a sense of relief or even a boost to her ego. She thinks, he'll be back, or I can find someone better. She spends the first week or two enjoying the freedom and the attention of other men. But as the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into a month, and there is still no sign of you, the relief begins to turn into a quiet panic. She realizes that you weren't just playing a game. She realizes that you actually meant it. The emotional collapse starts when she reaches out with a test text and gets no response, or when she sees through mutual friends that you aren't mourning her. You are thriving. Imagine the psychological weight of a man who simply stops. In recent times, women have become accustomed to men who are emotionally leaky, men who can't help but check in, men who like a photo after a month of silence, men who provide closure whenever she asks for it. When you refuse to provide that leak, when you are a sealed vault, she is forced to sit with her own thoughts. Without your reaction to focus on, she has to focus on her actions. She starts to replay the moments where she was cold, the moments where she took you for granted, and the moments where she pushed you too far. The collapse happens because she can no longer blame you for the end. Your silence is a mirror that reflects her own mistakes back at her. This is why women often say that the cold man is the one they can never forget. His exit was so clean that she never got to win the breakup. Connected to this is the concept of the fading validation. When a man is in a woman's life, he is providing a constant stream of masculine energy. Even if the relationship is rocky, he is the anchor of her emotional world. When he exits silently, that anchor is gone. She starts to feel adrift. The attention she gets from other men in recent times feels cheap and easy compared to the solid, grounded validation she used to get from you. She realizes that while she can find attention anywhere, she cannot find presence just anywhere. The collapse is the realization that she traded a king for a handful of jokers. She begins to miss the way you looked at her, the way you handled her moods, and the way you stood your ground. The very things she complained about when you were there are the things she mourns now that you are gone. In the olden days, this was known as the haunting. A man's absence would haunt the halls of a woman's mind because there was no noise to drown it out. Today, she tries to drown it out with her phone, with girls' nights, and with dating apps. But the collapse is inevitable. It usually hits at night or on a Sunday afternoon or whenever the distractions fade away. She looks at the space you used to occupy and feels a physical drop in her chest. She wonders what you're doing, who you're with, and if you ever think about her. The silent goodbye has turned you into a ghost that she cannot exorcise. Because you didn't give her a reason to hate you, she has no choice but to love the memory of you. This is the ultimate power shift. You have moved from being a person she can manage to a legend she can only dream of. Connected to this is the breadcrumbing phase of the collapse. As the weight of your absence becomes unbearable, she will try to test the vacuum. She'll send a "I hope you're doing well" or a "I saw something that reminded me of you." This is a desperate attempt to stop the collapse. She is looking for a sign that she still has a hook in you. If you reply, even if you're mean, the collapse stops. You've given her a fix. But if you remain silent, or if you provide a short, polite, and completely unbothered response, the collapse accelerates. She realizes that the man she knew is gone. He has been replaced by a stranger who doesn't need her. This is the emotional death of the old dynamic. She has to face the fact that she is no longer a priority in your world. Think about the way a woman's social circle influences the collapse. In recent times, her friends might have encouraged her to know her worth and leave him behind. But when they see that you've actually moved on and that you aren't chasing her, their tone changes. They start to ask, "Have you heard from him?" Or, "He looks like he's doing really well." This external pressure adds to the internal collapse. She starts to feel social shame for having lost a man of your caliber. She realizes that her worth in the eyes of the world was actually enhanced by your presence. Without you, she feels diminished. This is the moment she starts to romanticize the past. She forgets the bad times and only remembers the shock and the power of your masculine frame. In the olden days, men understood that leaving was the strongest move in their playbook. It was the ultimate boundary. In recent times, we've forgotten that a boundary without a consequence is just a suggestion. When you exit, you are providing the consequence. You are showing her that your presence is a high-priced commodity that can be revoked at any time. The collapse is the market correction. It is the moment she realizes she was over-leveraged on her own ego. She thought she could treat you however she wanted, and you'd always be there. The collapse is the harsh reality that forever is only for those who earn it every day. Connected to this is the re-emergence of the man. While she is going through the collapse, you must be going through a rebirth. This is the key. If you exit and just sit at home depressed, she will feel that energy even through the silence. But if you exit and level up, if you get in the best shape of your life, if you double your income, if you find new hobbies and new brothers, the collapse becomes even more intense. She sees the new you and realizes that her exit was the catalyst for your greatness. She realizes that she was the weight holding you back. This is the most painful realization a woman can have, that you are better off without her than you ever were with her. It shatters the illusion that she was the source of your power. As the collapse reaches its final stage, she will often reach a point of surrender. She might send a long emotional message, or she might show up at your spots, or she might try to apologize for everything. But you must remember why you left in the first place. The emotional collapse is not a sign that she has changed. It is a sign that she is hurting. There is a big difference. Many men make the mistake of taking a woman back during the collapse, only to find that as soon as she feels secure again, the old behaviors return. The collapse is a temporary state of ego loss. To truly change a woman, the loss must be permanent in her mind. She must always know that the exit is only one silent step away. In the olden days, the stoic man was the one who could walk away and never look back. Today, we need that same stoic energy. We need men who understand that their exit is their power. Don't be afraid of the silence. Don't be afraid of the void. Embrace the silent goodbye and let the emotional collapse do the work for you. You aren't being cruel by leaving. You are being honest. You are telling the world that you know your value, and you won't stay where you aren't celebrated. When you finally stop needing to be understood, you'll find that the world and the women in it will spend their whole lives trying to understand you. Focus on the mission, stay in the frame, and remember that the strongest thing a man can ever do is simply walk away. Please like, share, and subscribe for more contents like this.